So hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Basically, I have lost the connection couple of time ago, so I couldn't complete my previous video. So this will be the continuation of the same video. So we were discussing something like if there is. So we are discussing about the consecutive thing. If there is a list, we need to identify if the numbers are consecutive to each other or not. So if they are consecutive, then we were just taking them out, like we are just extracting them out, right? So just let it just run. It's a bit slower in the network today. Let's see if this works. That's connected. Let me just see here. Is it working? It's very slow today. uh, let's wait. Just give me a moment, I just recheck the thing. Let's get back to CPU again. System CPU disk. Okay. Let's just run this code. I don't want everything to get run. Hmm. So till this is running, let's don't waste the time. I will just recall the back thing. So basically, these are the types of loops under the for loop which we use. This thing like for I in A means we are directly targeting the values column. When I write length of A and the range I give, and then I take the for loop on this, I am targeting the indexing column. So this was one of the part which we were discussing. But just a moment. Okay, this was the part which I wanted to discuss, and we were also discussing. But the question over here is, how do we identify if the number are consecutive or not? Okay, so I don't know man, why it's not working. कहीं तो चलो. So for that, how do we identify if the number is consecutive or not? Okay, so let's say what is A of I first. First understand this part. Let's understand this part together. So A of I means if I say I value equals to 0. Now what will be A of 0? So A of 0 you will see from index column, then you will go back to the values column and it will become 5 for I equals to 0. Okay. Similarly, if you say I is equals to 1, right? So what will happen? It will go for the index value 1 and it will check which number is at the column over here. So it is 1. So it will print me, give me 1. Now, this part is easy. Now, with this base logic, if we think how to identify these two number, then can't we say that if my a of I, and what will be the next number, like if the index number is 3, what is the next number here? 4. So that means what? I plus 1. So if I say a of I is equals to a of I plus 1, then can I say I'm ultimately seeing my values like 4 is equals to 4, correct? So if I say this way, like let's say my I value currently is at 3. So what is my this number? It is 4. Now I am saying I plus 1. I equals to I plus 1. So I is 3. So 3 plus 1 is 4. So this thing also changes, right? I plus 1 it will happen. And what is at my I plus 1? 4, right? Basically this is I equals to 3 plus 1. Great. Let's just great. So I am saying I equals to 3, which is this part. Then I equals to 3 plus 1, which is this part. So if a of I is equals to a of I plus 1, then I am saying that my numbers are consecutive, right? Because a of I is 4, a of I plus 1 is 4. So ultimately my number is consecutive. So I print a yes. So the same logic, with the same logic I am saying, can we do this thing? So whenever we come across such type of queries, like where we need to identify this, so firstly we are creating a blank list, because blank list is essential because you need to store the number somewhere. For storing the number, you are creating a blank list. If I give a variable here, like um, let's say x equals to a blank list. In place of a blank list, if I put a 0, so will I be able to store multiple values? No, it won't be happening, right? Because, so that is why I am creating a list where I can store multiple values, because here we have only 4 and 7, but other cases we might be having n number of figures, right? So that is why we have to think it logical, and so we should plan the stuff that way. Okay, I don't know because there is some network issue. It is not getting connected. Let's say one second. I will firstly make this part correct. So that is how I can write a code. If I want, I can write in that this what is that spreadsheet, and I can show you. But literally, I want to make it run this way so that each and everyone can have a this thing, like they can actually keep this forever with them, right? And also today morning we were discussing about the functions, right? So if you put the whole code, this whole code under a function, like let's say we have created a function called def of identifying the consecutive number. So IC is my code name, let's say in short form IC, which is identifying the consecutive number. And then we put a parenthesis, and then we put any alphabet, any xyz alphabet, and then I after that I put a that string semicolon, and I just paste this same code in that place also. What will happen is it will make the code as a functional code. Now, once it becomes a functional code, if also I give 100 to infinity numbers of this list to my code, it will work in the same manner how it is being working over here. Now, okay, let's just remove this. Let me just reopen the collab. Sometimes really works very badly. So let me just reopen that and then I can show you. This was the session. So these are kind of these are some kind of this data set which you I have worked, and I will show you meanwhile when we go ahead with the session. Like today night we will be uploading this video, right, of data session section data set session 1, as this was the new videos which were coming which was coming in the night. So this video will be also uploaded and we will be moving ahead with the, I think today we will be doing a bit of more deep analysis and visualization. Maybe today night or tomorrow night. I am not sure for this. I need to get the time out for this. And for this thing we were working, right? So if it is getting connected, I will continue the video, or else I will just share a simple logic with you and I will put this on a end because I don't want to waste the time now. I'm just taking the T4 out and putting back the CPU. Since CPU is not working, and let me see if this connects, then it is well and good, or else I will be discussing about a small thing over here, this part, and I will end the video. So it's not getting connected. If it gets connect, then after I will create another video and I will share with you, not an issue. So probably this video is a short video. Uh, so let's keep it short itself. So let's say this. I have a code here, okay? This code. Now, why I have taken this line? So first of all, when I use a range function, a length and a list, okay, so what happened? Three factors come together: a range, a length, a list. Okay, this is what I have written here. When I write the code in this format, then my I, which is my initialization, will take the variables from the index figure, right? Now, just ignore this. I wanted to share with you that when I write range like this, okay, so what happened is, let's say my length is 5, okay. So what will happen? My range will be from 0 to 4. This is how the range will work. Range will always exclude the last part. So if you come back to this position and let's put it in a, okay, let's do it in this way only. Let's say I have five numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Now you can see these are five numbers, right? Let's just focus this here. So count is 5 means length is 5, right? Now I am saying that whenever I use a range function, it will actually print from 1 to 4, right? And it will exclude the fifth one. Why it happens this way? Because if you go back to the index and focus, what is the indexing of this? When I do this way, what is the index of the fifth one? It is 4, right? 4 is 3, 2 is 3 is 2, 1 is 2 is 1, and 1 is 0, right? This is how the index works. So my range becomes 0 to 4. So 4 will actually have the last value. So when I write this way, if my range length of I, that means what is happening? I am saying that my range length is 5. But if you see, my index doesn't have a fifth number, which is at this position. It doesn't have a fifth number. So will I get a value here? No. And what will happen? This code will become an error. So how to rectify that? So I put a -1 here. So what will happen? When I say my length is 5, my length is 5, then I do -1. So what is happening is I am just quoting this position, not this part. So my index will stop at this position. Means sorry, it will stop at this position exactly at 3. So when I say, because for the consecutive part, what we are doing, we are checking for I plus 1 as the next variable, right? So when I say I plus 1, that means what is happening? What is I plus 1? Let's say I have another 1 5 here, 1 5 here. Okay. Now let's say I want to know if it is consecutive or not. So for 1, what you will do? A of I is equals to A of I plus 1. So 1 not equals to 2. Same you will do here. Same you will do here. And for here the condition will become true, right? Then also last में there is a part. So you will check for that also. I plus 1. So here there is no number because our list doesn't exist beyond 5. So what is happening? I am actually reversing the whole thing by saying that length is equals to -1. So when length is equals to -1, 5 minus 1, 4. So my indexing will become till this position. Till this position my index will work, and I plus 1 after this will come here and it will just stop. It will not move ahead. So this is the final position where my I plus 1 is getting stopped. So that is why I have written a length of L means length of the list -1. So this is one of the key concept. And why do we, when we do -1, when to do +1. So these are some kind of concepts that we generally create using logics. So this is what I will be discussing. I wanted to discuss and show some other examples also, share with you some other examples also. But due to this network issue, I think I will not be able to proceed ahead. Let's do a last. Okay, let's do a last thing. Fine, great, it is working. So I just do here -1. Now you see A is not defined. Okay, this is L. This is not A, this is L. Because our list is L, right? Our list is L, right? So append has no attribute append. Append spelling is what? Let me see. Append. Append of L of I. One thing is that append. END. Okay. See now. Great. So now if I write this thing, you see what will happen. 4 and 7. Right? This is what exactly you wanted to extract, right? Now how nicely it will work if I just put the same code in a function by creating a function. So let me say I have created a function called conzi IC, as we have discussed, right? IC. What is IC? Identifying the consecutive. I have given a short name and I'm just writing one variable O, right? Now the same code I'm just copying from here. Nothing I'm doing, I'm just writing the same code from this position. I'm taking here, I'm pasting here. and I am just doing a tab because everything should be inside my function, right? Now I am writing that print me, or let's say I am using a return function here, return me cons con nums, because that is what we have created as the initial variable, isn't it? So let's run. Now I say I of C, where using the list is LC. L is my list. So it is showing a blank list. Why? Because return is outside. Now see 4. It is showing 4 as the as this part, which is consecutive, but it doesn't. Why it not have shown this 7? One second, the return will be not that inside also. 1 minute, bus. Let me just in this thing. No, this is very beneficial. If I say, if you know, see, just with a space king you can change your answer this way. You see, I put a space here, and you see now my answer will be just 4, right? When I take this to this way, is it on vertically right here? Now I will get both 4 and 7. So this is another concept which I can explain in a minute. What happened is, when I say return this value, that is consecutive numbers, the list of consecutive number, if I put it exactly beyond my for loop, what is actually I am doing? I am taking the return this whole line outside my if loop, and so the whole code will be executed n number of times until the values are not extracted from whole list. But when I do this way, what I am doing is I am just putting the whole thing inside my if loop, right? If I just put this thing not extreme under the for and not extreme inside the if, what will happen is you get a blank. Why? Because after this step you are not executing anything directly, because if is outside. Now I always have told you, whenever the variable is vertical thing, you can just keep in simple thing in the mind. Whenever you are just doing a vertical kind of thing like this, that means it is outside. So this is the difference of spacing as well in Python. So see how nicely we have extracted the 4 and 7. Now next thing, uh, let's take one more question. Like, yeah, I will say one more concept. Okay. Uh, Now let's say I have a list B B. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I have 8 numbers over here. Okay. So let's say am I am willing to create a list in a way that I will put 100 over here at the beginning, 1000 at the ending. Means my plan is BD should look this way: 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, comma 1000. Now here I will be saying a small concept of this indexing as well, which is basically the list slicing as well. So what can I do in this case? One function we know, that is bd.insert, ins bd dot in insert, right? What this will do is, let me say I am putting 100 at the 0th position. So what will happen? Let's run bd. You see what is happening? 0 has came over here, right? Now let's just turn it this way, 0 comma 100. Now what will happen? It is in the beginning position. So if you have observed this two things which I have changed currently, I think you have got the answer. Simply if I just do this bd of, I don't know my last value, so I will just put -1 and let's see. So -1 is this position, you see. So this is how it starts: 0, -1, -2, 3, and so on it goes. If I just do this way, 100, 1000, what will happen? You see, the whole code has changed now. This is what we needed actually, isn't it? Or else if I just do here 1000 and I take the number and I just put here 0. See, because why it is happening? No, because this is the second number, what is 0 and 100, that is the number that it will be inputting actually. So as I know what is the length of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. So also if I just show you this thing another way, this is BD of, let's say 8 equals to 1000. What will happen now? See, the number 8 has become 1000. So these are some unique things which you can actually practice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 8 numbers. I have given BD of 8 equals to 1000. BD of 8 has become my 1000. So if I just show you what is, if I want to extract something, let's say I want to extract BD of 8 now. Let's see. It's already been transferred into 1000. Now let's just write BD of 8 equals to 8 and just run this. Run this also, you see what will happen. See, 8 is back again. So basically, this is a function of list. This function, what we have done till now, is known as mutability. Means list is always mutable. Mutable means you can perform different kind of action in this. If you do, like let's say BD into 2, you see what will happen. It will not multiply. It will actually give you the double digit, double list actually, in a single sequence. If you do plus 2, you see what will happen. Nothing, because it list can only concat with the list. So this is one more function I have shown you like this way. So plus means nothing, but it is known as concatenation, which we have studied in before classes. Let me just get back with the same thing and show you BD. So now BD is this thing, but I will also give you one more concept here, which we will be looking in the NumPy sessions. So the thing which I have done here has changed the whole figure of my list. But do you think this change is permanent? No. You see, this change is not permanent. So this, if I want to make this change as permanent, I need to copy this whole thing BD into 2 to my BD, the original list, then everything will be changed. So that kind of copy is also is also known as something. One is shallow copy, one is deep copy, which we will be looking in ahead. Like it will be very ahead of the upcoming session. It will be in the NumPy sessions. So I just have given you how the concepts are actually interlinked with each other. Great. So now, okay, you have seen this multiplication thing, right? But let's say I actually want to multiply this part. How will I do? I want to multiply each variable in this. How will I do? So for that also today morning we have solved the question, right? See this part. So already we have created a variable here, multi-values, isn't it? Let's take that function multi-values and insert our new list, which is BD, and just execute this part. 1 second. Right? Now let's execute this. Sometimes the small errors always come. What happened? Multi-value, multi-value, multi-value. Yeah, this is what we have created the morning, right? This part, and I'm just taking this part. Okay, sorry. Why it happened? Because I have given that extra comma here, and I'll just write BD, and I will just run. You see, this is what is your multiplication thing. How we have multiplied this. Now, if I just want a single digit number instead of the whole series, what will I do? I told you today morning it is all about the game of space. This I have taken print here. Now I just run and you get the final result. So this is how you can multiply the things in the list. Now let's say uh, let me give you another concept of slicing. Okay, let's say I need to identify what number is in my 100 position, like what is the index, at what index value, okay, at what index value is 100 at. So let's just write BD of 0. What you will get? You'll get 100, right? If I just write BD of 5, now let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what will you get? Either you will get 4 or 5. Let's see that. 5. Now if I write BD of 100, what am I supposed to get? Out of the range. So till now, whatever we were discussing, right? Whenever I have created this list, I have given the list name and I was searching for the values. What was happening that we were always taking the values which were inside the list, because this thing is not the values, it is the index that we are writing over here. Great. So if I just write 1, what I have 1, I have 1 in my 1th position, so it is printing 1. Or else let me just take, let's take this part, CD equals to BD into 2, right? Let's just write CD. Now we have a huge list this part. So now here it will be interesting. I am writing CD of, I am saying what is my length I want to know. Let's see length of CD. This will not work. Rather, I can just do this way. It's working. So you can see the difference in the codes, right? Like which will work, how to make it work. When this code can work, this we will be discussing in the further session. So I'm just deleting this. I have 18 numbers till now. So my length is 18. Okay, so now I will show you the range thing. So for I in range length of CD, okay, I'm not doing any calculation, I'm just printing the CD. You see, okay, I'll just print the I. See, what's the end value of the I? 17. Means, coming back to our spreadsheet table, take this concept. We have 5 numbers. At the end, the index value is 4. It is not 5. So this is what it is showing. We have 18 numbers, but the index will end at n minus 1. That is 17. So this is the concept of indexing. Now, as you know, I have 17 numbers over here, right? Let's extract some of the number. Any number, let's extract, okay? Let's say CD of 10. What you will get? 1. Now you see from this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th. This is the 10th position. You are getting 1. Great. If I want the next value, I will write here 11th. You see 11. What will happen? You see. You are getting the second as the answer because this is the part which it is getting extracted. So in this, the concept why I have written this part and showed this part, because whenever we write this thing no in CD of this position everything, that time we are actually not extracting the original number, rather we are actually taking the index and then we are fixing it away. Like with this index we are searching for the index of this, and then that index will show me what value it is storing. So this concept is also used in SQL, not this way what I am writing, but in their own code. Why? And it is also interview question like why do we use indexing in SQL? You can just have a uh, check on that as well. Great. So now moving ahead with the next part. Now let's say, I hope this part is actually clear. Now let's say that uh, I need to print the reverse of the list. So how will I print the reverse? This is a very good question. So for printing the reverse, what thing can I use? If you just deep dive and think of, it is completely based on today's discussion. So if you just think, then you will be easily getting that. I've taken a pause here so that everyone can just think of the same. So let's say CD is the given list. If I make it a reverse, so what will happen? 8 will come here, 100 will go there. And each simultaneously each thing will be getting reversed. So here comes a very good concept that is known as this concept. Okay. So before moving to this part, what is this colon part? Let me just show you what is negative slicing also. So CD of -1 if I do, what will I get? 8. Why? Because from if you go in a reverse direction, right, the value will always start from -1, then -2, then -3, -4, and it will be going till the nth position. If I just put a semicolon over here, now what will happen? You see, it will just give me the whole thing in a this format. If I just take the semicolon out, then you see what is happening. You're just getting a single value. If I put a semicolon over here, colon over here, I'm not saying semicolon, colon. So what is happening? I am actually, this figure means like whenever I write this way, colon -1, that means what? 0 colon -1. This is the same thing which we are writing. So I don't want to write 0. In short, I can just write colon -1. So what is my -1? My -1 is 8, but it is printing this 7. Why? Because the same range concept comes over here. So it will not execute -1. it will be just printing till that part. If I just put a 0, see now, nothing will come. So let's just print this. Everything will come. So with this concept of playing with semicolon, if I just put double semicolon, you see what will happen. Okay, this is the error. One second. Now you see everything has come, right? So now you know what is minus 1, it is 8. What is 0, it is 100. Okay. What is 1, it is the 1th position. The value is also 1 over here. Now if I say I want to print from my minus 1, and where I want to go till the 0th value, and just run this. What will happen? It will give me only 8. It is not printing this position. Now if I say 0, what will happen? Cannot step to the 0th value. Okay, I will just say 1 second. What is that step thing? So it is just showing me this position. Now let's say I'm just writing 1. What happened? It is just showing the blank list. Now let's put a step thing and just do. So how will I reverse the thing? Now this is the question. It is all about your this semicolon part, means the colon part. Okay, before moving that, I will just say you one thing. CD of, let's say, 0 and let's say 10. What will it give me? It will give me this many numbers, right? It is starting from 100 ending on 100, all the first 9 numbers, first 10 numbers it is giving to me. Now if I just put another semicolon over here and I will just write 2. Now you see the magic. What happened when the cursor was at 0? It is jumping to the second, third variable because it is neglecting the 1. Then from 2 it is jumping to 4. 4 so it is jumping to 6 and then 8 and then neglecting the last one. Why? Because if it jumps, it comes to the 1 value, but we actually need the first 10 number. So that is known as step value. So this 2 is my step value over here. This is simple, right? So now if I want to get the reverse, how will I get the reverse? So let's write the reverse of CD. See, how will I get the reverse of CD? Now, if I just say you CD of minus 1, what you have got? 8. Okay. If I say this part, what will you get? All the value till 7. Okay. Now, if I just say another semicolon, means colon, what is happening now? What happened actually? Let's see how this reverse worked. Okay. Let's see it one by one. So this concept will be always there with you forever. Trust me. When I write this, what I am getting? All the values, right? When I write this thing, what I am getting? All the values. So what is the key difference between this and this? Here, I start from 0, ends at infinity. Here also I start at 0, ends at infinity with no step values I need. Okay. Now, let's go a bit deeper in indexing. If I just write CD, okay, and let's say let's say I take a value, let's say I take a value 7 and I want to see what is 7. I have 7 here, right? Now let's say I want to go from 7 to 1. So what is 1? Which position is at 1 at? It is at 1th position because 0 में 100 है and 1 में 1 is there. So I will say 7, this, then minus 1. What will happen? You see? Till the whole thing it is going. Now if I say I just go till 1, please give me till 1. What will happen? It is going up to 2. If I say if I just want up to 0, now it is going up to 1. So basically this is known as negative stepping. Okay, this is known as negative stepping. So here also we have done a reverse, but we have given some condition. But in this case, when I need the whole reverse of the complete list, I want the reverse. So what we will do is we will put a we will start from 0, we will end at infinity, and I am doing a negative stepping. So now what happens, I have started with my end number, I go to my first number because my stepping is negative, so it will go from right to left. Right to left means from right to left, and this is how it will be printed, from left to right. So this concept is known as no, it is also known as your slicing, list slicing. And also we have moved a bit ahead of one day list because one day list has completed a long back itself. I was just showing you something about your list slicing and all. So tomorrow what will happen is we will be moving with the 2D part, list 2D, that is two-dimensional list. So in list 2D, what will happen is we will be doing something called metric multiplication and metric addition and all, because list 2D will be in this format. Sorry, let's say 1 comma 2 3, okay, 3 comma 4. Now I say this is D, A equals to this part. Now show me A, show me A. So you see, this is the A, this is A. So this is one list, this is second list. Genuinely, if I say what is the difference between a single list and a double list, if you want to also, if anything in life you get confused, just see the number of square bracket. If one square bracket, it is 1D. If two, it is 2D. It is as simple as that. You can just keep this in mind. Now tomorrow what we will be doing is we will be taking, let's say A is this part, okay. Let's take B. B equals to 10 comma 12, okay, that is one list. 15 comma 17, that is second list, okay. Now we have two 2D lists, we have A and B. Now I want to add A plus B. What will happen, you see? This is how it gets added. This is how the addition will happen. So this plus sign means nothing. It does means that it is concatenating the whole stuff. If I write A into B, see how it happens? It's not working at all. Right? Multiply sequence not in the list type. So can't multiply the sequence, non-int, type is list. The type is list, so it cannot multiply. So how do we solve this kind of things? So this is what it will be done tomorrow. So this part will be known as list 2D. So I'll just hide this part now. So till now we have discussed about the listing. We have also discussed this morning how do we create this function. So different parts we have discussed about the list slicing and all. One more essential part is also there in this. That also I will be saying tomorrow, which is known as, yeah. So which is known as list comprehension. If I say in one word, what is list comprehension? List comprehension means, uh, let's say you are writing a for loop. You have written something, then you will write again something, then again something, then again something, and you will print. This is genuine pattern of a for loop. Okay. Now what if I say I can make the whole for loop in just a single square bracket? How? This will be a question, right? So this we will be discussing tomorrow, and from this part then we will be moving on to the list story. As of now, if I say, almost as a revision point of view, everything has been clear. For the beginner point of view, they can see they can actually go with my previous videos as well. And definitely they will be also understanding the thing because I have started with a very basic thing and I'm explaining at a very layman language also. So I hope this will be very pretty clear to everyone, right? So uh, fine then, let's end up the video. Hopefully this session has went well, and we meet tomorrow then. Have a great day. Please like, subscribe, and comment on my channel. Also, if you have any queries, you can send me the DM in the LinkedIn, or you can just comment it in the comment section. Up to you. Have a great day, guys. Bye.